All right, so this is bad. All right, so developer update August 2025 has finally dropped, and it has been shaking up the community. Let me tell you, my phone was blowing up so much to the point where it was overheating this morning. I thought a loved one died, or like I was getting canceled or something. But it turns out the only thing that died was the entire killer player base, and this game as well. If this goes live in the way that it's written, there needs to be some serious changes to what I'm reading here, because I'm not just being dramatic when I say this. This update has some serious potential of just straight up killing the game if it releases as is. This is so bad. I mean, I'm almost certain a horse's asshole could produce better patch notes than this horse shit I'm reading here. But enough chit chat, enough dilly dallying. Let's just jump right into it and really hone in on the two most impactful and problematic things I'm seeing with this update page here. That being the tunneling reduction update, and a little less so, but still problematic nonetheless, slugging reduction update. So, if a survivor is left in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds during a match, they gain the ability to pick themselves up after fully recovering. This also gradually increases crawling speeds for survivors who are left in the dying state, and also grants them the ability to recover while crawling. Recovery now occurs passively with no need to hold a button. Because why the need to hold a button when you could just hold behavior's hand instead? I mean, this is just next level spoon feeding. Anyways, I actually don't think the 90-second pickup time is as bad a change as a lot of people are making it out to be. I mean, 90 seconds is a pretty significant amount of time, right? That's a minute and 30 seconds. That's how long it takes to heat up a ham and cheese hot pocket in the microwave. I mean, how often are you actually slugging survivors for that long? Unless you're playing a killer like Twins, of course, in which case you're cooked, but the vast majority of killers on the roster do not encounter these scenarios very often. The biggest issue I'm seeing with this whole anti-slugging initiative is the base get tenacity component and how it may play into certain builds and tactics whilst requiring zero price for the survivors. I mean, these are benefits that used to only be granted via the cost of a perk slot, which is very valuable. So when you just grant these advantages for completely free, you're freeing up more space in their builds that typically would have been occupied by these perks. And killers get zero compensation to offset this. And you may end up actually opening the doors for some potentially busted tactics down the line that otherwise either wouldn't have been possible or practical. And this is especially true for coordinated teams. I would be fairly happy if they could implement this change into the game in a healthy way. I don't know if this is the healthy way, but if they could do it in a healthy way, I'd be more than happy. All right, now it's time for everybody's favorite part, the killing reduction update. I mean, the tunneling reduction update. My bad. But before I even get into this behavior, I must ask, if you don't mind me asking, of course, I'm just curious. What the fuck were y'all smoking when y'all cooked this shit up? I've gotta know. Like, I gotta know, because there's just no way in holy hell a room full of sober-minded people cooked up all these bad ideas without the assistance of some sort of illegal substance. Look, I don't know what the fuck y'all are smoking, but we need to keep that shit off the streets and we need to lock your dealer up expeditiously. This shit was so fucking stupid. I had to check my calendar when I woke up to make sure I didn't slip into a coma and wake up on April Fools. What the fuck is this horse shit? Anyways, let's go ahead and dumpster dive headfirst into this absolute shit show of an update and unpack this first point. So, it says here, when a survivor is hooked, their hook status is now hidden from the killer. And when they're unhooked, there is no notification and their hook status isn't revealed immediately. So I think this change here is actually a massive self-report by behavior, because it's clear that their focus is not actually to address tunneling and instead to provide more safety nets for survivors. Because if you're already implementing a slew of very punishing anti-tunnel features on top of the anti-tunnel perks and items that are already in the game, why is this even necessary? Does this not seem like overkill? Well, no, because it actually has nothing to do with tunneling and everything to do with guaranteeing survivors a safe unhook and a safe reset. That's what all of this is really about. Safety nets. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this change here is specifically designed to cater to the worst fucking survivors on all of Dead by Daylight, because it promotes two things, and one of them is healing under hook like a fucking moron, because now the killer has zero awareness as to when or if you've even gotten saved or not. And the second thing it promotes, though, indirectly, is proxy camping, because knowing when a survivor gets unhooked is incredibly important, as it provides crucial information about the match on a macro level. It can tell a killer so many different things, like when a survivor gets off a gen, which gen they got off, how much time they'll spend healing or rotating to heal, whether they skipped a heal and doubled up on a gen, whether they split and got on two separate gens, etc. And so So without this information being provided by the UI, killers will seek it out themselves by proxy camping so they can just see the unhook happen with their own two eyes, since the UI is no longer reliable. And this effectively achieves the opposite of what you wish to accomplish with this change. But if you thought that was bad, trust me, it gets worse, because unhooked survivors gain the following effects for a limited time once they are unhooked: haste, endurance, elusive, which is just lucky break in Iron Will base kit. They also get immunity to killer instinct, and they get to see the killer's aura nearby, so they get wall hacks on top of that. Holy fuck! What, you gonna give them a base kit bazooka while you're at it? Why don't you give them my fucking IP address? Do they get to fuck my bitch too? Holy shit! They come off the fucking hook like Superman. How many base kit fucking perks is just this alone? This is unbelievable. I mean, this is just next level hand holding. There's just no way around it. This is shameless. Absolutely shameless. I mean, like, why couldn't you just stop at haste, endurance, and elusive? Why do they also need fucking wall hacks? They're also immune to killer instinct, so just like fuck Legion, right? Like, what? Why? Why do they need all this? And then it just keeps on going. It doesn't stop. Added new effects that decentivize tunneling. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the remainder of the trial. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. So just like, fuck Sadako, right? It's just, fuck Pig, right? Like, what are we even talking about at this point? These changes here are so fucking short-sighted, it is baffling. I am dumbfounded, flabbergasted even. It's hard for me to eat. It's hard. It's gotta be a prank, right? It's gotta be a prank. I mean, they're not serious. Surely you are not serious right now, Behavior. What the fuck are you talking about right now? Let's talk about some of the flaws with these changes here. So let me make something clear right off the bat. This is not anti-tunnel, even by definition, and it seems Behavior is incapable of even defining the term tunnel itself. If I hook 2 survivors, one after another, by the time it takes to kill one of those survivors, I would be at my 5th stage. So why would I be punished for killing a survivor before 6 stages? This is not a punishment for tunneling. This is a punishment for just playing the game. And just to help paint the picture on how stupid these changes are, imagine I'm playing Trapper and the person who's my most recent hook steps into one of my traps. You mean to tell me if I hook them, I get punished? Like, I'm just not allowed to hook them? Like, and if it's their death hook, then I can no longer regress any generators for the remainder of the trial? How does that make any sense at all? Like, did anybody at Behavior headquarters even think this shit through a little bit? Like, this company cannot be real. One of my biggest issues here is that the anti-slug plays directly into the anti-tunnel. These changes in conjunction grant the killer an unwinnable scenario in which no course of action is the beneficial one. A survivor can get unhooked and pop a generator right in front of your face, and no matter what you do, you will be punished. If a survivor gets unhooked and you hit them and down them, they're just gonna pick themselves back up. If you down them and hook them, you'll just be punished through the anti-tunnel measures, especially if they're on death hook. If you leave them alone, you lose the generator. Like, it's like taking an exam and no answer on the paper is the correct one. You just gotta fail the test. One thing you're gonna see for sure is hyper efficiency when these changes come to the game, if they do, because what's happening is that all those perk slots that were taken up by anti-slug and anti-tunnel will now be free, and now they will be replaced with objective-based perks like heal speed perks, gen speed perks, what have you. And without a strong enough counter for killers in order to offset this efficiency, almost every killer B tier and below is going to be trembling. They will have almost zero way of actually establishing real pressure in a match. And when you take a look here at what Behavior is giving killers to offset these massive survivor buffs, this is their reward for actually scoring unique hooks on survivors. I just feel like it isn't much. Now, we don't have values yet, and values are very, very important, okay? But it feels like I'm bringing a pocket knife to a fucking nuclear arms race, okay? Bonus damage for the next generator kick. We don't know how much that's gonna be. Temporary haste status effect, and temporarily reveals survivor auras. That's it. That is literally just fucking it. And the trade-off is I can't kill anybody. I can't even double hook anybody. I can't slug anybody. Like, it's like you cut my hands off and threw me in a boxing match. What the fuck am I supposed to do, bro? And these solutions here were the best y'all could come up with? You're just throwing base kit perks at everybody's face to shut everyone up. Like, it's just so lazy. Temporary haze status effect? Whoop-de-fucking woo. That's just what we needed in the era of haste stacking everything. That was just what everybody was asking for. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's just so bad. And like what base kit barbecue and chili, as if it fucking matters. You're gonna get pre-ran anyways. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, this is clearly not a tunneling preventative. This is a killing preventative. What behavior is trying to do here is maximize the amount of time each player is alive within the trial. This is clear, and it is totally understandable, mind you. But what they don't seem to realize is that neutering the killer of all methods of establishing pressure and giving them hardly anything to offset the pressure created by 4 survivors at once is not the way to fix their issue. This isn't an issue best fixed through punishment, but instead by incentivizing unique hooks in a meaningful enough way. And the last thing I want to cover is just how creatively bankrupt and fucking lazy this Myers change is. My god, it's just a pig ambush, but it insta-downs you. And it's not even true to his character whatsoever. Like, you know that scene where Michael Myers laces up his running shoes and he beams down the streets of Haddonfield at Mach fucking speed at Laurie Strode? Yeah, I fucking don't. Why is this a thing? It's just dash slop. Just every fucking killer in the game's a dash killer. It's just bad. Here's something I feel like a lot of people just are not talking about. I feel like there's just too much going on. Like, let's say you're a brand new player. You're a killer with not even a whole entire hour in the game. Imagine trying to wrap your fucking noggin around all this shit. Like, wait, okay, so I gotta hook this guy, but I can't hook this guy twice, or else they get a repair speed bonus. And then if I don't have at least 6 hook states, then I can't kill this guy, so I can't double hook this guy because that's a consecutive hook, and then he's gonna be sacrificed, and then, oh my god, who the fuck is doing that? I just want to hop on the game and play my favorite horror movie icon, Michael Myers, and kill people and stab people. That's it. What, I gotta do math in my fucking head while I'm playing the game? Like, okay, wait, so he got hooked twice, but then he got only hooked 2 times, and that only amounts to 4, so I need 2 more before I can get the kill, so I gotta hook this person I haven't hooked yet. Who is trying to think like that? Bro, people just want to turn their fucking brain off and disconnect from the world and play a game and have fun. No one's trying to overthink, bro. This is so many goddamn rules. You got so many fucking rules, bro. I'm trying to play a game and kill people, not follow rules! What are we talking about? I think a big problem is a lot of this stuff just is not intuitive, and there's hardly a way to actually make it intuitive. What, are you going to have like a pop-up bubble on the screen to remind them of like which each thing is going to do if they do it the wrong way that they're not supposed to, if they're not like following the rule book? This shit is ridiculous. So convoluted, so bloated.